Yesterday, we did the last sutra, Udyamo Bhairava, and the same sutra is in continuation. So the last thing we understood that let us put our 100% efforts, because once we put our efforts 100%, the mind becomes full. It becomes content. If we are not putting our 100% in anything we do, then it again goes into the past or guilt. So it will not feel contented. So in order to feel that contentment, we must put our 100% effort. We do not just need physical effort, but also mental and intellectual effort. Some people say we did our work with 100% effort, but still we faced difficulties. Why do only good people experience misery while bad people are happy? There is no misery for good people, but if a good man doing good work is foolish and because of this encounters difficulties, then it cannot be helped. Just being good is not enough. There should be cleverness with it. Yoga is another name for such a skill. Krishna said to Arjuna, Yoga karmashu kaushalam. If you do your work skillfully, then it will bear good results. Why is skill needed? Skill is not needed to be unhappy. Skill is needed only to avoid misery. Yoga and sadhana are the path to overcome misery. Yoga does not only mean physical posture. When you are surrounded by light, there is no question of darkness. Where is misery when you are drowning in joy? Where is poverty if you are rich inside? So never say, I will do sadhana only when God asks me to do it. Or I will meditate only when Guruji or makes me meditate. Has Guruji not invited you? Did God not want you to do sadhana? God is shouting at the top of his voice. All the rishis from Maharishi Vyasa's time are calling to you in one loud voice, inviting you. They have spoken so many times. Move ahead, wake up, stand up. We say, let it happen if God wishes. Only when we do not want to act. If you want to do something good, do it immediately. But if you want to do something bad, brush it aside. Once when I was in a Canada for a satsang, now Gurudev is sharing one experience. Once when I was in Canada for a satsang, 2.5 hours after the satsang at 12:30 in the night, an elderly Indian lady came. One of the volunteers asked her to return and visit the next morning, but she insisted and started knocking on my door, demanding, I need to see Guruji right now. I came out and asked her, what's the matter? She said, I have decided to donate $200 to children. I said, Gurudev is saying, I said, okay, but why the great hurry? It is past midnight and you have come from so far in the middle of the night when you could have donated it tomorrow or the day after. I will be here for some time. Why did you come so late? Then she replied, Guruji, I can't trust my own mind. Today I feel like giving, so I am giving right now. Then at 1 a.m., she narrated a story to me. She said, Guruji, I would like to tell you a story. I replied, okay, tell me the story. Anyway, I am awake now. She started, a trader was going to Kashi by boat. On the way, his boat started sinking. He saw a fisherman on a nearby boat and asked him to take him aboard and save him. He told the fisherman that otherwise he would drown and die, and that if he took him aboard, then he would give him all his property. The fisherman agreed. Once the boat started moving safely the shore, the trader regained his senses and started repenting for having offered all his property to the fisherman. So, on the first hand, the trader was so much desperate to get saved that he offered all his property to the fisherman. But now, when he's safe on the boat, he regained his senses. He is back to his normal thinking. Now, then he told to the fisherman that although he was ready to give him all his property, his wife would not agree to it. So, he would only give him half of it, as he had to give the other half to his wife and family. For that, he was helpless, as they also needed the property. The fisherman kept silence and continued rowing towards the shore. Then the trader wondered why he had offered him half his property. What great thing had he done by saving him from the river? It is his duty to ferry people across. And after all, protecting others is only human. He was just doing his duty and would have committed a sin if he had not saved him. So now the trader is becoming um, more like a sage thinking, because he has now regained all his senses. He had actually protected the fisherman from committing a sin. This is how trader is thinking, that he has protected the fisherman from committing a sin. So he told the fisherman he would only give him a quarter of his property. The fisherman did not make a sound. Then, when they reached the shore, the trader gave him a 5 rupee coin. But the fisherman said that he did not need his money. Shocked, the trader insisted, "No, no, you take this, have tea for yourself, and get some biscuits for your children." So, in the story, here it is explained how our mind is, how cunning it is. At one point of time, it was ready to give all his property, and after some time, it is just finishing it with a 5 rupee coin. Then the elderly woman said to Guruji, "Guruji, such is the game of the mind. If one has to do some good work, it is best to do it immediately, or else one keeps postponing it and never does it. That is why I have come in the middle of the night." The mind is such that if we have to scold someone, we pick up the phone right away and shout at him without caring what time of day or night it is. You may not be aware if the person on the other end of the phone is listening or not. He may have hung up, but once you have shouted, you are at peace. The mind wants to do bad things right away. The energy in you that moves you to act also will lead you to a state where you are a witness and do not even desire to act. The, I will read again. The energy in you that moves you to act also will lead you to a state where you are a witness and do not even desire to act. Consciousness blossoms when you are a witness. Then, even amidst all your actions, consciousness will continue to blossom. So, drop all your concepts and put in your full efforts. Udyamo Bhairava. Suppose you are unable to do this because of weakness, or you do put in your 100%, but restlessness increases, then the next sutra says, so the whole sutra was putting importance on action, acting 100%, giving 100% effort, so that no part of our mind can regret and can wander in the past. It will be fully present. It will even not wander in the future about the result. The person who has given his 100%, he doesn't become concerned about the result too. So this is how this sutra can make us live in 100% in a present moment. So we can do this experiment today. Whatever action we do, maybe it's a very trivial action, very small action. Let us put 100% effort, 100% attention, and let's see what happens. And if by putting 100% effort, if restlessness increases, then what to do? Then the next sutra guides us. Shakti Chakra Sandhane Vishwa Samhara. Shakti Chakra Sandhane Vishwa Samhara. When you direct your attention to your energy center, the world that you have created disappears. Now we must understand the meaning. When you direct your attention to your energy centers, the world that you have created disappears. So which world disappears? Because we are creating our world. We want to create a happy world. We want to create our desired world. And if this sutra says that world that you have created will disappear. So which world will get disappeared? The world which is illusionary, which is in our mind, which we have created out of our own concepts, beliefs. So that world which is in our mind, the sansar, it is called the sansar, which we have created in our mind, that gets disappeared. Where it gets disappeared? On the level of thoughts. So what happens when it gets disappeared? Our mind becomes clear and our it totally dwells in the present moment. The question arises, if one rises to a higher position only by hard work, does this justify all those workers and businessmen who work continuously, sweating it out night and day? And for what purpose? Some profit? Do they find only profit by working so hard? Sometimes blood pressure rises or ulcers appear or the world overwhelms them and anger and hatred begin. By working only to fulfill desires, you invite things that are undesired. When we look around and feel that others have more than what we have, life fills with jealousy. Look at the jealousy in our school children. They say, she got higher marks than me, and even though we wrote the same answer, she came first while I came third. Or if the person sitting next to you looks and smiles and has a conversation with a person sitting on the other side of you, then it is enough for you to become shocked and uncomfortable. This world is in our mind. We look only at the world that exists in our mind, which we imagine in our own way, though the world outside may be different. 70% of the problems in our life start because of our imagination. If you are unhappy or haven't had an unpleasant life, it is due to the world in your mind. You have created such a universe. Vishwa is a wonderful word. Swa means either yesterday or tomorrow. And Vishwa means the special yesterday or tomorrow that we create in our mind. In our mind, we imagine certain things as huge, though we are uncertain how they actually are. We are stuck in worries about yesterday and imaginings about tomorrow, which is why we lack enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is a quality of life, yet some people find only boredom and unhappiness. Observe in what direction is your life moving day by day. Are you gaining enthusiasm or losing it? So, we will end today's session on this note and we will continue with this same sutra tomorrow.